Tēnā koutou katoa. I'm Lewis Williams, Founding Director of the International Resilience Network. In 2015, IRN held its first international summit on the traditional territory of the Sayot First Nation, Vancouver Island, BC. For 4 days, over 100 Indigenous and non-Indigenous people, aged between 17 and 80 years of age, from different parts of the world, gathered together to share stories and perspectives of what it means to be fully human today. As we listened to the land and heard our elders and youth talk about sustainable futures, easily the most compelling theme of our summit turned out to be intergenerational resilience. How we remake and nurture our intergenerational human and interspecies connections, and the vital role of intergenerational learning within this. Today in 2017, we are continuing to see this work of intergenerational resilience.
I was born into a colonized country and raised within those institutions. So for me, my children, my grandchildren, it's about how do we recover and how do we become stronger. And I believe part of that is related to going back and relearning our traditional customs, relearning our traditional knowledge, and bringing back the self-government and our laws through which generations of my ancestors lived through.
Intergenerational resilience is recognizing the contributions made by previous generations towards societal progress. It is also understanding the importance of maintaining a healthy link with the past and making a conscious effort to remind ourselves that any investments that we make today to improve humanity are for the long-term benefit of future generations.
My most immediate experience with intergenerational resilience was moving to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan to live with my aunt here, and just learning things from her, like seeing how she parents her son, who's my younger cousin, and takes care of her house, and learning things like different recipes from her. That all counts as intergenerational resilience to me, because she's sharing her life with me, a younger generation.
We are right now standing on a crossroad. If we do not go back to our ancestors and do not respect the land and do not respect the nature as such and do not relate to nature in a way that its sustainability is absolutely critical for our own and for our coming generations, then the other choice is total disaster, which has been created by climate crisis, by overspending or spending so much money on militarism, by really creating shameful inequality in the current world, where 1% of the population has more than the rest of the humanity has.
I believe that resilience is within us all. We have survived atrocity. We are still here. And I believe as community members, it is our responsibility to ensure that the next generation, our children, our youth, see their potential, that they know there's hope. I believe this is our job, to make sure that our children know they have something to contribute. That resilience lives in us all.
IRN's vision is to launch 7 intergenerational resilience hubs in Canada and globally, beginning with Sayot First Nation on August the 3rd. The total amount needed to launch these hubs is $55,000, $5,000 per hub, and an additional $20,000 towards a global exchange of stories and experiences. Our immediate fundraising goal for this first Intergenerational Resilience Hub is $10,000, $5,000 to launch our second Intergenerational Resilience Hub, and $5,000 to assist Sayot First Nation to continue its intergenerational resilience work. We hope that you would join us in spreading the work of intergenerational resilience far and wide. Kia ora koutou. Thank you for listening.